Now, here's another example of the government and Congress specifically not being on the same page as the American people. This is a Reuters story. Here's the headline: Congress questions BP's use of dispersants in the Gulf. Now, let me put this in context. The oil spill has been stopped. The leak has been stopped. They can't find the oil. They're looking for it. It's hiding next to the 3.5 million jobs Obama saved. But they can't find it. All of the horror stories. They've opened fisheries. Nobody. Marsh grass is growing. From the outset, and the obnoxious anti-environmentalist Rush Limbaugh, predicted all of this, and Time magazine acknowledges that they call me obnoxious, predicted all of this. No big deal. It's not that much oil compared to the water volume in the Gulf. Not that much water. There is no oil. The leak has been stopped. Problem solved. So what does Congress do? Congress questions BP's use of dispersants in the Gulf. BP's use of dispersant chemicals on the Gulf of Mexico oil spill is sparking questions from a U.S. government panel which says the company used more of these compounds than the Environmental Protection Agency had directed. But the EPA indicated in a statement yesterday that the difference between what they directed and what BP and the Coast Guard achieved is slight. It's the difference between a 75% cut in dispersant use and a 72% cut. The EPA acknowledged, however, the use of dispersants is always, quote, a difficult decision. At the heart of the questions is a May 26 directive from the EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson and then on-scene coordinator Admiral Mary Landry, making the use of dispersants a last resort in ordering BP to cut the use of these chemicals by 75% from a peak of 70 gallons used on May 24th. So there's no oil, there's no toxicity, marshlands are coming back, the fisheries are being opened, problem solved, and yet Congress jumping on BP now for overusing dispersants. Why? What is the point of this? They have to justify their existence. They have to justify the panic. They have to justify the chaos that they called. They have to justify the $20 billion shakedown. This oil spill was the worst environmental disaster in the history of the nation, and now they can't even find it. And so here comes the brave, courageous, Democrat-controlled Congress. Well, BP's still a bunch of creeps. BP's still doing things wrong. BP's still overusing dispersants. We need hearings. We're going to frog march these executives back up here. Obviously, Mother Nature, i.e. God, and the ocean can handle the dispersants just as well and as easily as the ocean, seawater can handle the oil. So here comes Congress to get in on the act after the problem solved, because this disaster was supposed to fuel votes. This disaster was supposed to be ongoing. They didn't want this leak stopped. This happened too soon. Why it was not even August 1st when this thing was stopped. No chance to get any gain in the elections in November from this now. The dispersant is not even a regulated substance. The name of the dispersant is called Corexit, C-O-R-E-X-I-T. It's not even regulated. It is not toxic. It is not combustible. It has never been a regulated toxic material. And yet the United States Congress is charging BP with overusing it by a mere 3%. The EPA says that's a minimal amount that they used above and beyond what we suggested.